Have you ever wondered why the more you strive to be seen as good, the less respect you ultimately receive? You've done everything right, been kind, patient, accommodating, yet somehow you often end up feeling invisible, misunderstood, or taken advantage of. Your kindness, something you thought would bring fulfillment and connection, now feels like an invisible weight holding you down. Have you paused to consider that your constant effort to please others might actually be quietly eroding your own self-respect? You sense it deeply, but perhaps have never clearly named it. A hidden psychological truth that both Machiavelli and Carl Jung understood profoundly. Both thinkers recognized something crucial. The desperation to be good, to please others at all costs, isn't noble. It's a psychological trap. Your kindness may not be the strength you think it is. Instead, it might be a mask, hiding deeper fears of rejection, inadequacy, or abandonment. Carl Jung famously stated, "What you resist not only persists, but grows in size, often controlling you without your awareness." What if the frustration you feel isn't because others fail to see your goodness, but because your need to be seen as good is controlling your life in ways you've never consciously realized? Think deeply about this. Could the exhaustion and quiet resentment you felt after always putting others first be a warning signal from within? Could your need for approval be silently sabotaging your inner peace and authentic self-worth? You deserve clarity. It's time to understand this hidden dynamic and free yourself from a cycle that no longer serves you. Are you ready to confront the uncomfortable truth about what your kindness might truly represent and begin reclaiming your power? Have you ever felt deeply unsettled when someone accused you of intentions or characteristics that were completely opposite to your true nature? Perhaps you found yourself questioned, mistrusted, or blamed for motives you never had, leaving you confused and frustrated. This uncomfortable feeling isn't random. It stems from a hidden psychological dynamic called shadow projection. It's what happens when someone unknowingly projects their own suppressed insecurities and fears onto you, making you carry the weight of their unresolved issues. Consider Anna. Anna has always been kind-hearted, helpful, and supportive toward her friend, Lisa. Yet no matter how supportive Anna was, Lisa would frequently accuse her of being self-centered or manipulative, qualities Anna knew weren't hers. For a long time, Anna tried even harder to prove her kindness, until one day she realized something powerful. The accusations weren't about her. Lisa had unconsciously assigned her own insecurities and self-centered tendencies to Anna. It was as if Lisa had given Anna a distorted mirror, forcing her to see reflections of Lisa's hidden struggles rather than Anna's true self. Have you ever experienced something similar in your relationships? Have you been accused of being selfish, dishonest, or manipulative, even though these traits feel foreign to your true character? If so, you might be carrying the weight of someone else's unacknowledged darkness. The confusion you feel is not a reflection of your reality, but of theirs. Recognizing this can liberate you from endless self-doubt, empowering you to separate clearly who you truly are from the distorted image others impose upon you. Another subtle yet deeply destructive psychological trap is absolute certainty in one's moral or spiritual superiority, also known as psychic inflation. You've likely encountered individuals whose unwavering self-assurance makes them captivating yet ultimately dangerous. Think of a leader or mentor who commands respect effortlessly, their confidence seeming to assure you they're always right. Initially, you're drawn to their clarity, their confidence, their seemingly flawless decision-making. But slowly, you notice how they shut down any opposing views, refusing feedback or criticism. They become blind to their own flaws, mistakes, and human vulnerabilities. This certainty may seem impressive, but it is often perilous. Imagine confidently navigating a ship through dense fog, certain you see the way clearly, but unaware of hidden rocks lying just beneath the surface. Have you ever witnessed someone's absolute certainty lead them into blind spots or serious mistakes? Perhaps you've even seen it happen within your own life. Trusting too blindly in your own perceptions, missing critical warnings that could have prevented painful outcomes. Recognizing this psychological blind spot can help you remain humble, open to growth, and alert to your own limitations. Closely related to this is a phenomenon where individuals become fully identified with specific roles or archetypes, such as the hero, the caregiver, or the perpetual victim. Consider Jason, a therapist initially admired for his compassion and dedication. Gradually, Jason began identifying himself so strongly with the role of a savior that he stopped recognizing his own emotional needs or boundaries. He saw himself as always having the answer, always knowing what others needed better than they did. Eventually, this identification distanced him from genuine human connection, leading to burnout and isolation. Have you observed something similar? Someone becoming so consumed by their role as a caregiver, helper, or hero that they lose sight of their authentic self? Perhaps you've felt this yourself, taking on the responsibility for others' well-being to the point that you forget your own limits, desires, and identity. Real strength lies not in losing yourself to a role, but in clearly seeing who you truly are, beyond the archetype you've adopted. Another subtle but profoundly damaging psychological pattern is the compulsion to repeat painful scenarios. Consider Laura, who repeatedly found herself in emotionally draining workplaces. Each new job started with hope for balance and fulfillment, but eventually turned into the same exhausting scenario she'd left behind. For years, Laura blamed external circumstances, the job, the boss, the colleagues. Only later did she realize she was unconsciously choosing workplaces that mirrored her early environment, a home where expectations were impossibly high and emotional validation was scarce. It was as if Laura was watching the same painful film on repeat, unable to change the channel. Does this resonate with your own experiences? Have you found yourself stuck in similar recurring situations, relationships, conflicts, or stressful environments, despite consciously trying to escape? The truth is, we often unknowingly recreate past scenarios until we clearly see and consciously address the hidden patterns driving our choices. Awareness breaks the cycle, allowing genuine freedom. Lastly, consider how many people carefully craft a flawless external image, a persona, at the expense of their true selves. Think of your coworker who appears effortlessly confident, always calm, always impeccable in appearance. At first glance, they seem to have it all together, yet something in their presence feels artificial, as though there's an invisible wall preventing genuine connection. Behind their composed exterior lies an emptiness, a disconnection from genuine feelings and authenticity. It's like a beautifully designed home, perfectly organized, impeccably maintained, inviting from the outside, but once inside, you sense a haunting emptiness, as if no one truly lives there. Have you ever felt trapped behind the mask you wear daily, always performing for others' approval, but quietly losing touch with your real self? All these psychological patterns, shadow projection, psychic inflation, archetypal possession, the compulsion to repeat, and persona over-identification, share a common truth. They disconnect you from your authentic self, causing emotional exhaustion, confusion, and pain. They are not just abstract theories. They're real-life experiences you've probably encountered, but might not have clearly understood until now. So, ask yourself directly and honestly, are you living your truth or playing a role? Are you unconsciously repeating old wounds, hoping this time they'll heal differently? Are you letting others project their hidden insecurities onto you, confusing your self-perception? Recognizing these psychological truths isn't merely intellectual. It's profoundly emotional and deeply personal. It's your first powerful step toward genuine freedom. You deserve a life aligned with who you truly are, not overshadowed by unconscious patterns or hidden fears. Are you finally ready to clearly see and reclaim your authentic self from these hidden dynamics controlling your life? The greatest danger you face isn't lurking in someone else's hidden darkness. It lies deep within the shadows you've long refused to confront inside yourself. You've spent years believing the problem is external, that others fail to appreciate your kindness, or that circumstances conspire unfairly against you. Yet, what if the source of your deepest pain isn't found outside, but rooted deeply within your own unconscious fears? Think carefully about those moments when your gut clenched, your heart raced, or your chest tightened inexplicably, in situations where nothing obvious seemed wrong. Your body never lies. While your mind skillfully avoids facing uncomfortable truths, your body speaks honestly. It quietly signals the emotional burdens you've ignored, your hidden fears, suppressed desires, unresolved wounds. Have you ever considered that chronic fatigue, recurring headaches, or that subtle yet persistent anxiety might not simply be random symptoms, but signals from your unconscious desperately urging you to listen? Carl Jung highlighted a powerful yet uncomfortable truth. Your desperate attempts to control your environment, relationships, and outcomes often reveal deep fears buried in your personal unconscious. Every moment you try to manage others' perceptions, every situation you excessively control to avoid conflict or rejection, is not truly about strength or kindness. It's about fear. Fear of inadequacy, fear of abandonment, fear of being unloved, fear of confronting parts of yourself you've carefully hidden away. Pause for a moment and reflect honestly. Could the qualities or behaviors you've harshly judged in others be reflections of something you refuse to see within yourself? Is it possible that the irritation, discomfort, or intense reactions you experience toward someone else's actions actually mirror a deeper internal conflict that you've never fully acknowledged? This realization can be both deeply unsettling and profoundly liberating. It's unsettling because it challenges the narrative you've held tightly for years, the story in which you are always kind, always patient, always the misunderstood victim. But it's also liberating because it gives you the power to finally rewrite your story from a place of truth rather than denial. Imagine your unconscious mind as a vast ocean, and every suppressed fear, hidden insecurity, or rejected part of yourself as something submerged deep beneath the surface. You might believe you've successfully hidden these things away, but they're still present, silently influencing your thoughts, actions, and reactions. Until you acknowledge and confront these hidden elements, they'll continue to surface unexpectedly, often through unexplained anxiety, stress, and tension in your body. Think back to the moments you judged someone harshly. Perhaps someone irritated you because you found them too selfish or arrogant. Could it be that these judgments are actually signals pointing toward qualities you've rejected in yourself? Could your harsh criticism of others actually reflect the shadow side of your own personality? Traits you fear or deny, desperately trying to keep hidden? When you project your hidden insecurities and fears onto others, you don't just misjudge them. You deny yourself a critical opportunity for growth and self-awareness. This avoidance traps you in a cycle of unconscious suffering, repeating the same painful scenarios again and again, never understanding why nothing seems to change. Jung called this cycle the compulsion to repeat, an unconscious drive to recreate familiar yet painful experiences until you consciously face and heal these internal patterns. Have you noticed certain experiences, relationship conflicts, emotional disappointments, professional setbacks recur repeatedly in your life? Could it be that your unconscious is guiding you back to unresolved issues, urgently pushing you to finally address what you've long ignored? The uncomfortable truth is that real transformation begins only when you recognize your unconscious shadows clearly. It starts when you stop externalizing your pain onto others and courageously confront the hidden fears deep within yourself. Your attempts to control others or situations often indicate a lack of control within your own emotional world. By understanding this, you reclaim your power, freeing yourself from the invisible chains of unconscious fears. So, ask yourself deeply and honestly right now, are you truly ready to confront the shadows you've unconsciously projected onto others? Are you prepared to look directly into the mirror of your own heart and acknowledge what's hidden inside? This is the defining moment, a chance to take full responsibility for your emotional freedom and personal growth. This moment of truth can feel intimidating, yet it's also profoundly empowering. Facing your internal darkness doesn't diminish your worth. It restores your authenticity. It allows you to reconnect with parts of yourself you've denied, releasing the heavy burdens of hidden fears and suppressed truths. You become whole again, no longer living in avoidance or denial, but embracing clarity and self-awareness. Imagine the profound relief of finally acknowledging what you've spent years running from. Imagine the freedom that comes from no longer projecting your unresolved issues onto others, but instead confronting them courageously within yourself. Your relationships become clearer, your interactions more authentic, your emotional life richer and more genuine. Right now, you stand at a powerful crossroads. You can continue to deny your inner shadows, repeating the same painful patterns endlessly, or you can finally choose courage. You can choose to turn inward, confront your deepest fears, and reclaim your life from the shadows that have silently controlled you for too long. Are you ready to clearly see and embrace your hidden truths, freeing yourself from unconscious control? Are you finally willing to acknowledge that the greatest danger was never in others, but within the fears and insecurities you've avoided confronting inside yourself? Your body never lies. Listen carefully to what it's been trying to tell you. The path to true inner freedom starts right here, right now, with your decision to courageously confront the shadows within. When you finally confront the shadows lurking within your unconscious, you free yourself from invisible chains you've carried silently for far too long. The relief and clarity that come from facing your hidden fears can be overwhelming at first, yet deeply liberating. This courageous choice marks the beginning of a new chapter in your life, one defined not by constant anxiety or self-doubt, but by genuine peace, authenticity, and inner freedom. Take a moment now and ask yourself honestly, what unconscious fear have you been avoiding, perhaps for years? What deeply buried anxiety, expectation, or pressure has quietly influenced your decisions, relationships, and self-worth without your full awareness? Are you finally ready to acknowledge this fear clearly, to face it directly, and most importantly, to release it? Remember, confronting your inner shadows is never easy. It demands courage, honesty, and vulnerability. But you never have to walk this path alone. Each of us, in our own way, carries hidden burdens, fears, and expectations we struggle to admit even to ourselves. When you choose to face these truths openly, you create an inner strength that no external validation or approval could ever match. Right now, take a powerful step toward your own transformation. Share in the comments below one fear, expectation, or pressure you've decided to let go of today. Your honest and courageous sharing could inspire someone else who's silently struggling, encouraging them to begin their own journey toward clarity and freedom. If you found this exploration meaningful and feel ready to continue delving deeper into psychology, healing, and self-discovery, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel. Let's embark on this transformative journey together, supporting one another toward greater authenticity and emotional freedom. Remember, the greatest transformations always begin with small, courageous decisions. Today's decision to consciously let go of something that no longer serves you may well be the most powerful and life-changing step you ever take.